Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be making some vegetarian sausage rolls. It sounds a little bit strange, but they're really yummy, and a lot of the kids that I feed these to don't even know they're vegetarian. So let's get started. Well, first thing we're going to be doing is using a food processor or a blender or a Thermomix, whatever you've got. I'm going to be adding an onion, a carrot, and a zucchini. Now just chop it up as much as you need to for your blender or food processor. And I'm just going to blitz that for a little bit. Okay, it doesn't have to be really fine because we're going to be blitzing it again in a minute. Okay, so then we're going to add our sunflower seeds. Now all of the measurements and amounts and everything are in the recipe, which will be in the comments below. Our rolled oats and our herbs. And then we're just going to blitz that all again to break them all up. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here, when it opens, I'm just going to scrape this down. And so sometimes some of your food will get stuck up on the sides of the food processor or blender, and so we're just going to scrape it down and give it another little blitz. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show you what our mixture will kind of look like now. So if you can see there, it's it's still a little bit chunky, but getting finer, and it won't look like all different types of vegetables and oats and everything. It's all been blitzed up. Okay, and so the last thing we're going to do is we are going to add our breadcrumbs. Now I'm using gluten-free pastry and breadcrumbs today because we need that for our family. I've got 3 eggs here. You can use whatever breadcrumbs, or even just a slice of bread is fine too, or a slice of toast. I'm going to put a tablespoon of either soy sauce, or again we are soy free, so we're using coconut aminos for this one. They have a similar flavour, and also some feta. Add all of that in. And we're just going to pulse this one. So if you have a pulse function on your blender, that's a good one to use. Okay, so we're just doing that a couple of times. Again, scrape it down and just check that everything's incorporated. So I'm just looking here, there's still some egg yolk that I can see that's not quite there, but again we're getting this sort of consistency of sort of almost like wet oats, wet ground oats. So I'm just going to pulse it 2 more times. Okay. So once that's done, now you can, again, if you want it a little bit finer, feel free to blitz it again, but this is looking pretty good. So I'll just show you this, what we're looking for. So we're looking for a slightly chunky consistency, so you can still kind of see the green flecks of the zucchini and the orange flecks of the carrot, but you wouldn't be able to make out all of the oats and everything very well. And it'll be a little bit wet, kind of like a thick batter, if that makes sense. So, okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to just put those on the side. We're going to grab our pastry. Now, if you have the normal pastry sheets, they'll be in a square, and so just cut them in half so that you'll get a rectangle. We're going to grab you need about 3 or 4 sheets of pastry. We're going to grab our mixture and just make a nice line down the center. Now remember, if you overfill this, it's going to be really hard to put together. So don't put too much in there. Okay, that's probably, oh, that's going to be a full one. Almost on the verge of probably too much. Grab a little bit less. Oops. Now, here you can use some milk to baste the edges. So when we flip it over, so the way I do it is I grab one side with the sheet that it comes with, the plastic or the paper sheet, roll that one over, and then flip that one down, and then we can just see. Actually, I'll show you this. See, when I flipped the first one over, there's a whole lot of mixture that is now oozing out. So I'm actually going to remove some of that, unless my other side is not going to. We're not going to be able to close it very easily. So yeah, go a little bit less and a little bit more if you can. So once we've put that one over, I then hold the sheet as I flip it over again. And there we have our sausage roll. Now what you can do is you can either make big ones, small ones. I usually cut these up into about 3 or 4. Baste it with some milk, put some sesame seeds on top if you want, if your kids or you like that. And then we're going to bake them in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, and it will go nice and golden on top, and the mixture inside the egg will cook, and you'll have some beautiful vegetarian sausage rolls for a snack or for lunch.